Yo, yo, yo. What's the dealio, y'all? What's the dealio? How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? It's a new day. It's a new week, man. We about to get it popping. We about to get it popping, man. How y'all feeling, y'all? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Shout out to everybody in TPC, man. All right? It's Sunday. We got to watch this video. So let me know how y'all feeling, man, in the comments. If y'all tapping in with me, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right? Tap in with me, man. What's up, Henry? How we feeling? 1,000 proof, what up? If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Facts. What up, George? Wealthy living. Yeah, in every single way. All right, Liz, what's up? How you feeling? Double RW, what up? All is well. How you feeling? How you feeling, man? Hey, listen, y'all, say what up in the comments. All right, say what's up in the chat. Let me know y'all tapping in with me, okay? We about to have a phenomenal week. We about to have a phenomenal live right here. We're going to kick off the week the right way, okay? We're going to kick off the week the right way, man. Yo, Mimi, what's up? How you feeling? How you feeling? George, what up? Kelton? Kelton in the building. Shout out to Seattle. What up, Nico Bell? It's good to see your name again. I haven't seen you in a while. What up, Travis? Hey, welcome, Travis, to the Prosperity Collective. Your life is about to change, man. I hope you've been inside of that course all weekend. Okay? We got George. He said, good, ready to smack the market. Let's go. The real new year is on the way, man. The real new year is almost here, right? Everything about to start popping off. What up, Anthony? Jersey in the building. Shout out to Jersey. Committed girl. What up? What up, Jay Get Money? Jay getting money out here. Dan King, how you feeling? First time tapping in from Alabama. Hey, shout out to Bama, man. Shout out to the deep south. You know what I mean? Jamie, what's up? How you feeling? GA TPC chapter in the building. There we go. Shout out to Georgia. Jason Williamson, what up? Amber, how you feeling, Amber? QTZ in the building. Hey, listen, man, we got to get the energy up, all right? We got to get the energy up. If y'all tapping in with me, man, like this video, all right? Let's get the likes up. Let's get the energy up. I'm going to give you guys my 3 setups, okay? I'm going to give you guys my 3 setups for this week. We're going to do an analysis of SPY, and we're going to break this stuff down, all right? Fun girl, gift ideas. What's up, Anthony, Virginia? Air Force vet. Hey, shout out to all the Air Force vets, man. I'm an Air Force vet myself, you know what I mean? So shout out to all the Air Force vets. Shout out to all the Army vets. Shout out to all the military vets, man. Y'all see we got the IWM juice on deck on Sunday, all right? Listen, we got the IWM juice on Sunday, okay? Top of the week, all right? We starting off with the IWM juice. We setting the intentions, okay? So, what up, P. Bryant? P. Bryant in the building. Who else we got? My M, what's up? How you feeling? Renette, what's up, Renette? Retired from 9 to 5. What's up? How you feeling? Davita, shout out to Davita. Hey, Tanveri, what's up? Hey, Tanveri, tomorrow morning you got to make sure you're on the live so you can give us an update. All right? Ashanti, what's up? All is well. Shout out to Indianapolis. Yeah, I feel like brand new. You know what I mean? Feel good. Joy, what's up, Joy? Doug in the building, Dougie Fresh. Just joined TPC and looking forward to the great information. There we go. I just got on, Doug. We just got on a couple minutes ago. I was going to check if it was, hey, listen, Davita, hey, you already know, you know what I'm saying? Look, pomegranate. I told y'all, pomegranate is the official sponsor of IWM Juice, okay? So pomegranate is the official sponsor of IWM Juice. That's how we getting down, all right? And it's good for you anyway, all right? Dwayne, he said, what's up? Ran across your channel days ago without trying. Join the Discord. Learning a lot. Alignment is everything. Hey, shout out to that, man. That's what's up. Hey, it's time to change your life. You know what I mean? Grease Monkey, what up? How you feeling? How you feeling? What's up, Christopher? Chris Connor in the building. All right, y'all, let's get it cracking, man. All right? So check this out. Check this out. What do we have? What do we have this week? What happened last week? Let's get into it. If you guys are watching this video, make sure you guys like this video, okay? Y'all know what time it is, man, all right? This is the best YouTube channel on the planet when we're talking about stocks, when we're talking about trading, okay? So let's make sure we get those likes up, right? Support the channel, allow this channel to grow, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get it cracking, and we're gonna go to the charts, and we're gonna go over SPY, we're gonna go over IWM, and we're gonna go over what happened last week. All right. Now, the bar to your way. What's up, Becca? How you feeling? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right, so check this out, y'all. Last week we had I made a video on Friday to inform you guys about OPEX Day and also quad witching. So we got quad witching day the third Friday of next month in March. We just had OPEX Day on Friday. There was a lot of manipulation, okay? So because there was a lot of manipulation, right? A lot of implied volatility and stuff like that. So with that being said, now that that's over, right, we should start seeing a little bit of cleaner price action, okay, and not no crazy candles in 1 minute. Y'all see what I'm saying? So, 6 Mile, what up? What up, though? How you feeling? All right. Broderick, what's up, Broderick? How you doing? All right. So let's look at it. Look at NVIDIA. Yeah, we'll talk about NVIDIA because NVIDIA has earnings this week, all right? So let's look at this, y'all. Let's check this out. First things first. First thing is first. Let's go right here. Let's do this. So today is the 22nd. We got the 23rd. All right, so first things first, y'all. Okay. We got, let me go here. All right, so we got the economic calendar, right? So we got Fed Governor Christopher Waller speaks at 8 a.m. Eastern. Nothing on Monday, Tuesday. No crazy data. We got wholesale inventories at 10 a.m. Consumer confidence at 10 a.m. So we got data at 10 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday. So no data tomorrow. We got data on Tuesday. We got nothing on Wednesday. We got initial jobless claims on Thursday morning before the market opens, right? And then on Friday, what we got? We got PPI, okay? We got PPI year over year. We got core PPI. All right, that's consumer price index. Producer price index, all right? But we didn't have CPI. That may come next week. Let's see. Not next week either. All right, so yeah, we just got PPI on Friday, that's not too crazy. Yeah, that's not too crazy of data, but it's gonna come out 8:30 a.m., which is an hour before the market opens. All right. So that's what we got on for the week. Okay. In regards to data and stuff like that. All right. What up, Pam? How you feeling? She said OPEX was like Debo coming through. Nah, for real, it was crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. I am not gonna lie to y'all. It was an interesting 2 days actually. Okay, so all that is behind us, and so now we gonna get it cracking. So what do we have right here? Let me pull this up real quick for you guys. All right, let me pull this up real quick for y'all. What up, Alchemist? How you feeling? Jamal, what up? Hey, shout out to everybody in TPC, man. All right, so right here we got HIMS reporting for earnings. So this is gonna be an interesting one. We got Cypher. Okay, they owe me some money. Who we got? We got Kava. So that's gonna be interesting. We got MVTS. I know they be moving. Workday. I've traded them quite a few times. We got Tempest. All right. Who else we got? We got Hut 8. We got Circle. Who else we got? We got NVIDIA on Wednesday. We got TTD. Right. I know a lot of people was in TTD swings or leaps. Right. We got CRM. They always miss out on earnings. They always do horrible on earnings. We got IONQ. So they're on my watch list this week. We got them. We're going to see what happens with them. Okay. What we got Zoom. We got VST. We got QBTS. So a lot of small cap stocks are going to be reporting this week, right? We got Mara. Okay. We got CoreWeave as well, right? We got SoundHound. We got Duolingo. Y'all see what I'm saying? So we got some good stocks reporting, but we already know Nvidia is going to be, the holy grail. There's no other Mag 7 stocks reporting this week outside of Nvidia. So that's going to be what we're all looking at on Wednesday. So we might see some choppiness on Tuesday. That's a possibility. All right. So we got to just make sure we're paying attention, and we got to make sure we lock it in on it, right? Because Nvidia, because it's such a big company, everybody's paying attention to it, AI and all of that stuff. We could see it, make the market move a little bit slower up, leading up until. So that's just something to keep in mind. All right. So that's the market, the economic calendar, and that's also the earnings lineup as well for this week. All right. So if you guys are just now tapping in, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Nothing that I say in this video that I'm about to say is financial advice. If you guys want financial advice, be sure to talk to a licensed financial advisor, y'all. All right. But if you want to learn the strat method, if you want to learn how to trade and really get to this bag in the market, then what you're going to do is you're going to follow me. You're going to watch all my videos, and you're going to change your life. All right. So yeah, let's make that happen. Davida, she said, so thankful to be a part of this group because I would have never known about those Debo days. That's the new thing. We're going to call them Debo days. All right. Debo days. All right. Patrick said, I'll snap. I'm just in time, but I'm out, so I'm doing my best to listen. Yeah, Patrick, tap in. You could always watch the replay. Will that mean that IWM would be more volatile since small cap? Exactly, right, Davida? Absolutely. So if we got small caps reporting, then we got what you think. We got the index is going to be going a little bit up and down a little bit more, right? So that's something to pay attention to as well. So absolutely, Davida, you are spot on with that, right? But listen, and we're going to go over this, but small cap stocks is looking real bearish. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It don't look too bullish. Okay. And then we had that, what did I show you guys on the video on Saturday? Yesterday, look. What did I show y'all? This just came in, right? Look at this. We got 4 million in puts on IWM for March 20th. Okay. So less than a month out, we got $4 million, right? Almost $5 million in puts, okay? Almost $5 million in puts, okay? They got a 250 strike price, right? They got a 250 strike price. Look where IWM is at right now, y'all. They're at 264. So they got a $250 strike price for March 20th, okay? So just keep that in mind, right? That's just something to pay attention to as well. Okay. What's up, Candy? How you feeling? 2K in the house. For real, because of light snowfall in Indianapolis, but I'm glad I tapped in. Yep. Shout out to you, Candy. All right. So, we about to go over SPY. What up, Ant? How you feeling, Ant? OPEX is on the calendar. There we go. Yeah, we gotta stay focused, y'all. We gotta stay tapped in. Okay. All right. So, what we got here, y'all. Now, let's go to SPY. Now, y'all know I don't really trade SPY, but I'm going to always pay attention to it. So, look at this, right? All right, so this is on the daily and this is on the weekly. All right, let's look at the weekly. So, first things first, on the weekly time frame, we got a failed 2 down. So, look, we had a failed 2 down, then we had a failed 2 up, and now we got a failed 2 down again. So, what does this mean? Okay? So, watch this. If we're failing to go lower, and then we're failing to go higher, and then we're failing to go lower, what's that mean, y'all? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what that means. If we fail to go lower, and then we fail to go higher, and then we fail to go lower again, and we come back up, what does that mean, y'all? Let me know what that means. Let me know what that means. Let me know what that means. And side note, Let's make sure we get this video to 200 likes as well. Okay. I want to get this video to 200 likes today. We got to get everybody ready for the market. Okay. We got to get everybody ready for the market. All right. So retire 9 to 5. He said range bound consolidation. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Exactly, y'all. Y'all spot on. Right. That's what that means. It's trading in the range. Exactly. Right. These are the things that we got to pay attention to. Right. If we want to get our money and be able to get as many $5 footlongs as we want, then we got to pay attention to this stuff, right? All right. If we want them $5 footlongs from Subway, then we gotta do what we gotta do, and we gotta make sure we pay attention and tap it in, right? So with that being said, exactly. So even though it's showing a failed two up, two down, and a failed two up and a failed two down, even though it's showing that, we still are range bound, right? So with SPY, let's go to the 2 week real quick. I'll be paying attention. Okay, we on a failed two down. Okay, we on a failed two down, and then let's go to the monthly. On the monthly, look at the monthly, right? Look at the body of the candle. You know what I'm saying? Look at the body of the candle, right? Pay attention. Look at this body right here. That body is so small, right? So what this is telling me is you got more buyers active than sellers, but both are active, and we have nothing but indecision going on right here. This is how we read candlesticks, right? The smaller the body, the less the certainty, right? If we got a big old wick here and a big old wick here, we got buyers and we got sellers. Now we do have more buyers pushing the stock up, but we got sellers too, right? And a lot of these buyers just came in on Friday, right? They just came in on Friday right here. If we didn't have this happen, the body of this monthly candle, right? The body of this monthly candle would be bigger. I mean, it would be bigger to the downside. It would be a two down candle, but it would be a bigger two down candle, right? So with that being said, right, we got to pay attention. We got to make sure we tapping in and we paying attention to all of this information to be able to have a solid, game plan and outlook on the stock. If we want to really make sure we trade and we know kind of what direction the market is going. So right now, I'm going to be real with you guys. The market is kind of like looking a little bit, it could go either way, right? So on a daily time frame, it was bullish, right? It was bullish. We ain't going to say it wasn't bullish. It was bullish, but it was a manipulation, right? Because if you go to look at the intraday, chart, right? Number one, look at this ridiculousness, okay? We got to move up and then down. I mean, it came down and came up, down, up, down, up, down, well, up and down, and then up, down, up, right? This right here will take your money every single time. I promise you. This right here will take your money. So don't sit here and trade days like this, okay? This is a range, right? So now, this is me giving you guys an analysis of SPY and what I'm looking at. Okay? So, yeah, Queen Footlong, right? Queen Footlong. All right? So, what's up, First Ballot? So, look, y'all, this is important to know and to understand. So, now we go back to the weekly time frame, okay? So, we're going to sit here and say, what's the weekly range real quick? Here we go, right there. All right. Weekly range, let's see. Let's see what we got popping. So the weekly resistance is going to be 690.02. All right, so we're going to go to 690.02. All right. And your weekly support is going to be 675.69. Okay. 675.69. All right. And what's that? That's a $15 range right there. Okay. So let me tell you guys what this means. This means that on average, we're moving about $20 a week, right? But this week we moved less than what we usually move. Okay, so that range, it kind of tightened up a little bit, right? Because look, this was the range before, from up here, right, to down here. Okay, but now this week's range is from here, right, to down here. So they cut down, the range this week. So we have a smaller range from this week. So now, because the range is tighter, it's going to be a little bit easier to be able to know if we're breaking out or not, right? So this is the stuff that you want to pay attention to when you're looking at these charts, right? This is going to be your weekly resistance and your weekly support, and that's your range, right? But I want you to remember that on average, we move about $20 a week. So this coming up week, we could have a bigger week than we had last week. And the reason why last week we only moved $15 is because we had the OPEX day and we stayed in the range on Thursday and Friday, right? Is this all making sense, you guys? Is this all making sense, y'all? If this is making sense, let me know. And also be sure to like this video. All right, let me know where you guys are tuning in from, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. But let me know if this stuff is making sense, what I'm saying about SPY. Okay? What up, Jamie? What up, VO Warrior? How you feeling? Ty Snee? Isn't that a doji? Yeah, it's a doji, but I don't like those kind of dojis when those wicks are that long on both sides, right? I like dojis that you can kind of tell what's happening. You can't really tell what's about to happen with SPY right now on the monthly time frame. All right. Big Dog Physique, what up? He said $5. He said from Big Dog Physique. Salute. Thanks to you. I hit big on that IWM call and Rocket Lab on Friday. You definitely got a new support, bro. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, I'm glad you hit him. Hey, shout out to that, bro. Hey, people making real money off these lives, y'all. All right? People making real money off these lives, man. So shout out to you, Big Dog Physique. All right, real talk. We're going to keep it going. Okay? All right, for sure. So that's making sense. Y'all tracking on that. All right, what's up, Asur? Osser? All right, Stylish Bree. What up, Stylish Bree? What's up, Doria? What's up, John McKinney? All right, so if y'all are just tapping in, like I always say, man, like this video. All right, subscribe to the channel. All right, so back to SPY. So like I said, right? So we got a $15 range last week, but on average, we're moving about $20 a week, right? Now, obviously, some weeks are going to be smaller than others. Like this week is a small range right here, right? So you want to pay attention to that. But now let's look at on a weekly, right? The high of the week was 690.09. Let's go to the daily, right? 690.02. Okay, so boom, 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 right? So, yes. So what we're going to say is, so look, if we closed at 689.43 last week, right? We closed at 689.43, okay? So what's up, KP? How you feeling? So question, pop quiz, right? Pop quiz. What did I say about what do stocks do on Mondays? Put it in the comments. What do stocks do on Mondays? Top of the week, what do stocks like to do? Tell me in the comments what they like to do. Retire 925. He said, he hit a Whopperooski on Rocket Lab. There we go. Hey, we're going to find some Whopperooskis this week, y'all. All right? You already know we're going to find some Whopperooskis. Right now, we just breaking down the market and we making sure that everybody understands what's really going on here. That's what's important. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to the levels and all of that, but I want to make sure that we understand what's really going on here. All right? So, Stylish Breeze, she said, first time on a live. I always catch it after you get off, but you definitely be keeping us up to date and on point. Thank you so much. Continue to stay. I appreciate that, Stylish Bree. Discord, all right? We got to see what the queen of footlongs, man. KP, what's happening? No, what's them? All right. She said, if you think it's lit here, then the Discord goes crazy. I'm telling you, KP getting to the money. What up, Doc? He said test. Exactly, right? So it's going to test. Exactly, right? Like to go to high. Monday, give us direction. No, it tests, okay? It's going to test the previous week's high or low. It just depends on where it's at. If the stock is closer to the previous week's high, then it's going to test the high. If the stock is closer to the previous week's low, then it's going to test the low. And that's what's going to give you the direction for the week. This is a hack, okay? This right here is a hack, y'all. Please understand what I'm saying, right? This is a hack, y'all, okay? So now why am I saying this? I'm saying this because now when we go back to the charts and we look at SPY, okay, let's look at this. Let's go to the weekly, right? What do we have? We got the highs is at what? 690. What this say? 690.11. I said 02, but let's just do 690.11 just in case. Because the weekly looked different from the daily. All right. So 690.11. Okay. So watch this. Okay, watch this. So if we close at 689.43. Pay attention, y'all. We close at 689.43. The high of last week is what? 690. So tomorrow, let's say we open up at 689.90. There is a possibility that we can have a fast breakout to the upside, or we can have a very fast rejection. Right? Real talk. So think about this. If we open up at 690, we could just sell off immediately. And then we could come down and retest off the daily time frame and retrace this candle right here. And if we come down, I think that it's safe to say we could come down to about 686, and then we could bounce from here and then go to the upside. If we're going to go to the upside, right? We got to really pay attention to this stuff and really understand what's going on. This how I rock. This how you know I rock with y'all. I don't even trade SPY, but I'm breaking this down so that we can understand the market. Okay? So let me know if this is making sense. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say calls above 690.11. All right? Calls above 690.11, y'all. Okay? Calls above 690.11. Okay? Now, if we start pumping, our price target is going to be 697.09. Okay? $697.09. All right? Look at the daily. We have no resistance. Okay? No resistance. Now, what this will also mean, the level that you need to pay attention to, where is it at? On a 4 hour, it does look strong as well, okay? But we do have an area of liquidity right here, right? We do need to get above like right here, and we got some sellers right here, but then we could come up, like I say, to this 697, all right? So this is what is going to be for the SPY this week, all right? Now, the daily time frame, some pullback areas, pullback or bounce levels. Is gonna be right here, I said, at 686.16. All right, and then we got, what else we got? And then we got, I really think that's the main level right there to pay attention to, 686.16. And then we could keep coming down, but I mean, it's looking pretty smooth to the upside. It's not looking like there's a lot of sellers that could really push it down. So SPY could be coming up, okay? And like I said, we got NVIDIA earnings as well on Wednesday after market close, all right? So that's my situation for SPY for this week, all right? So let me know in the comments if that makes sense on SPY, y'all. All right? If that makes sense on SPY, let me know. All right. Jamal said one more time for the folks in the back. Yeah. Congrats. It's crazy how much IWM went up to. I tried to sell when it got up to 700, but okay. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with 500%, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it. All right. So let me know if that makes sense on SPY, y'all. All right. If that makes sense on SPY, let me know. Okay. And what we about to do next is we about to go over IWM. All right. Hey, I told y'all, right? We starting off this week the right way. Okay. The right way is with the IWM juice on Sunday. Okay. The market ain't even open yet, but we already getting the IWM juice in our system. Okay. And after this live, I'm going up and I'm picking up two more jars of the IWM juice. Okay. So pomegranate juice is the official sponsor of IWM juice. Okay. So that's just something to keep in mind. All right. So we getting that in our system. Okay. All right. So next off, there we go. Exactly. Hey, this week we're going to say cheers. We're going to say cheers to IWM. All right. Doug said, where you get that juice from? Hey, I get it from Sprouts. All right. I go to Sprouts. All right. So, yeah. If you guys are watching, man, y'all tapping in, be sure to like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Every single day, I'm bringing you guys life-changing information that could change your life in the stock market. All right. We talk about trading, stock options using the strap method, and order blocks and liquidity. Okay, that's my specialty. All right, and then also we focus on personal development, your mindset, and all of those other things that go into it. All right, and if anybody been rocking with me for a while, y'all already know what it is. It ain't about just trading over here. I tell everybody that it's way deeper than trading. Okay, so. Jason Williamson, he said, about to grab me. Exactly. I grabbed that IWM juice. All right. So, all right, cool. So let's get it, man. So next up, we got right? So let's lock in. So look at this, right? I be marking them like crazy. So listen. Let me delete these real quick. All right. All right. So if we look at IWM, one of the best indexes to trade, right? One of the best ones to trade. Well, not one of the best index to trade. Okay. Now, let me break this down real quick as well, y'all. Okay. When we're talking about trading IWM and why it's the best is because, okay, it's an index, number one. Okay. It's an index. It has high volatility. It makes moves. Okay. Number one is cheap. Okay. It's cheap. Now, watch this. This is very important to keep in mind and understand, right? Why is IWM cheap? Now, let's break this down. Stock options and ETF options are what? It's a derivative, okay? Follow what I'm about to say. It's a derivative. The value from an option contract comes from the movement of the stock, but the value of it comes from the actual price of the premiums, okay? So I used to flip houses back in the day when I was young, right? I'm still young, but you know what I'm saying? When I was trying to figure out kind of what path I wanted to take in life, I was flipping houses. I was wholesaling, and then I was buying and I was fixing, I was flipping houses too, right? So when you wholesale a house, right, you got the house, but also what do? You get a contract. And then you say, hey seller, I want to buy this house from you for $100,000. They agree. Okay, that's buying an option contract, right? That's your bid price, right? I'm gonna break this down for you. And then I got an investor who's like, I'm like, yo, I'll sell this house to you for $110,000. And they're like, bet, that's your spread. Okay? That's going to be your profit. You see what I'm saying? And so then you sell it to the investor, and the value comes from the contract that you possess. You sign a contract with the seller, and you sign a contract with the buyer, right? The seller of the property and investor buyer, and then you make that $10,000 in the middle. Okay? So that's how the value of the contracts happen. So you may say, okay, the buyer might say, okay, can we do 108? And you're like, all right, I'll take 8,000 over 10,000, right? That's cool. So when we're looking at option contracts, right? When we're looking at option contracts, it's a very similar thing. So the value is a derivative, and it derives from the movement of the stock, right? The same way that wholesale contract, the value comes from the value of the real estate market, right? The movement of the market, right? Because if the market is going higher, then those contracts can also go up in their premiums or their prices, right? So when we're looking at these option contracts, and we go back to, okay, why is IWM the best to trade? The reason is because those option contracts are so cheap, right? Let's look at it. Okay? Look at not Iran, look at IWM. Okay? Look at their contracts. Okay? 23rd of February, tomorrow they'll be cheaper. Okay? But usually the contracts are like, at the money, be like 80 cents, 60 cents, 50 cents, right? Okay, now let's go look at SPY. Let's go look at SPY. Look at SPY's zero-dated contracts. 200, right? 200, 250, right? You can't get nothing under $100, okay? Now, let me break down why is this, okay? Why is this? Why is this? The reason why is because the value of those contracts comes from the price of the stock. So right now, IWM is only trading at $264. That's why the contracts are so cheap. So there's going to be a day one time, as long as small cap keeps going up, that IWM's contracts are going to be in the 200s once IWM is trading at $500. So right now is the time to trade IWM because the stock price is in the 200s. So even if we get a pullback to 250, right, even 220, right, what's going to happen? Those contracts are going to be even cheaper. And then we could trade zero-dated expirations with a cheaper contract and make more money. But once IWM starts going up to $400 and $500, then what you think is going to happen? Those contracts on 0 days are going to get more expensive. Now, it'll take some time until they get up to that level. By the time IWM gets up to 400 or 500, SPY going to be at like 1,000, right? So it's going to be time, but I'm just getting you guys to understand the reason why IWM is so great to trade, because it is an ETF, right? The contracts are cheap, and the contracts are cheap because the stock is not super expensive, so you can make a lot of money with IWM, okay? Let me know if that makes sense, y'all. Let me know if that makes sense. I like to make sure that I'm breaking this stuff down for you guys, right? In a way that makes sense so that you guys have a better and a deeper understanding of this stuff. I don't just come on here and talk about levels and that's it. I like to make sure that I'm going deep on things and helping you guys have a deeper understanding of this stuff. All right? So, first time seeing your live. What's up, Cake Boss? Right? He said, I used to wholesale. Yeah, I used to wholesale heavy. Right? I joined last week. Fisher Life. Was not disappointed. Best money spent. There we go, Renette. Hey, shout out to Renette. She just joined the Discord. Okay? Joy, makes sense. Life-changing information based off of videos. Appreciate it, Dwayne. Liz said, did you get into that IWM swing? No. If I would have gotten into the IWM swing, I would have told y'all. Right? Stylist Bree said, yeah, that makes sense. We call, cash money. IWM is cash money every day. All right? Very good breakdown. You just earned a new subscriber. Appreciate that. Big Israel, appreciate that. Right? So this is why it's so good to trade IWM, right? So when you guys hear me talking about IWM, I'm not just talking about it because I'm talking about it. I'm talking about this because there's a it's a art to understanding this stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's an art to this stuff. It's not just I found a random stock and I'm saying, hey, y'all go trade it because I want to get popular on YouTube. No, it's very strategic on why I focus on IWM. Because if we can get rich before IWM gets to $350 per share, if we could get rich before it gets to $450 per share, like we're still going to make money on it regardless. But because right now the contracts are so cheap, it doesn't matter what size your trading account is, you can make a lot of money with IWM. This is what I'm saying, and this is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. This is why I say just focus on IWM. I don't care what size your account is at. I don't care if you got 1,000, if you got 5,000, if you got 10,000. You can run up a silly bag off of IWM alone, right? So this is what I'm talking about and why I'm saying IWM is so powerful, because it moves like an index, because it is an index. The contracts are cheap and it has high volatility. That's a mix, right? When you learn how to trade it for crazy profits. Okay? So I'll be on her level, on her heels. She gets to moving around. Yeah, she be going crazy. All right. So now this week, let's go look at IWM now. So I just wanted to make sure I broke that down for you guys first. All right. So, excuse me. So what we got, y'all? So we got right here. First things first, when I look at the daily, right, what do I see? I've been talking about this area. We got this right here. Okay. If you guys know, what is this right here? What is this, y'all? Tell me what this is in the comments. All right. This is an interactive live. So tell me what this is in the comments right there. Okay. Tell me what it is. She will grow your portfolio. Exactly. Do I need a laptop to join the Discord? Not necessarily, committed girl. Do you have an iPad or anything? But yeah, tell me what this is, y'all. Tell me what this is right here in the comments. Retired from 9 to 5, set an order block. What else is it? Order block, area of liquidity. Okay. So it's a fair value gap, okay? AKA area of liquidity. All right? That's what it is. Okay? It's a fair value gap, AKA area of liquidity. Right? So, with that being said, right, that's why when the stock came up here, it sold off, right? And that's why every time it came up here, what happened? It rejected, because we got all these sellers right here, y'all. All right? We got all these sellers right here. So that's why every time we come up, we reject, right? So when we look on a weekly time frame, we got a bullish 1 bar, but I want you guys to pay attention to this, right? Check this out. What do we have? We have right here, and then we got right here, okay? So we got buyers. Okay? And we got what? Sellers. Okay? And what do we say? What's it all about, y'all? What's it all about? What is this all about, y'all? Who seen Baby Boy? What I say? What did Ving Rhames say? What did Melvin say? When he was talking to Jody, he got out of prison. He was giving him some game. What game did he give him? He said it's all about the what? Put in the comment. What is it all about? What's it all about? It's all about the guns and the butter, baby. Right? The guns and the butter. So, it's all about the buyers and the sellers. Right? When we looking at the stock market, when we looking at the charts, forget support, forget resistance. It's all about the buyers and the sellers. It's all about the buyers and the sellers, y'all. All you need to do is learn and understand where the buyers are at and where the sellers are at. That's really all I focus on now. That's really all I focus on now is the buyers and the sellers. Okay? So, let's go back. Right? So now we got buyers and we got sellers. Now let me zoom in real quick. Let me give you guys some let me get this to you. We got an equal amount of buyers and we got an equal amount of sellers. So yes, we are on a 1 bar. We're on a 2-1-2. I mean a 2-1. Now we have an area of liquidity down here on a weekly time frame that we have not broken below, okay? And we have an area of liquidity on a daily time frame to the upside that we have not broken above, and that is why we are in a range, y'all. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Because look, the fair value gap starts right here on the daily, this blue line. Let me make it a different color real quick so y'all see. Let me make it yellow. So that yellow line, right? That's where the fair value gap starts on a daily time frame. Okay? Let's go to the weekly. This is where it starts. Okay? Now look at that. Now that I outlined it, look, we're gonna go down to the daily and look. This is why we're in this range right here. Because on the daily time frame, we got a seller's fair value gap right here, right? Starts right there. And on the weekly time frame, we got a buyer's fair value gap right here. So every time we come down here, we bounce to the upside. And every time we come up here, we sell off, right? And this is exactly why we go up and we go down. And this is why on the weekly time frame, what are we doing? We're consolidating right here. Okay? Now, on the weekly time frame, what do we see? What do we see on the weekly time frame? Let's change the color again. Right? We're going to change this back to blue. Okay? What do we see right here? Now, it looks like a bull flag. Okay? It looks like a bull flag, y'all. Right? On a weekly time frame, it does look like a bull flag. I'm marking up these charts because I don't want to just give levels. I want to help you guys understand the game. Right? Let me know if this is making sense, y'all. Let me know if this is making sense. Okay? Let me know if this is making sense. So, boom, right? So we got a bull flag on a weekly after a double bottom we had, right? So y'all see on a daily time frame, we had a double bottom. It blasted off. We've been consolidating. It's in a flag, right? So we got a bull flag, boom, right? So we could go up, but we could also go down. Okay, so let me take these off real quick. Right? So, back to this. Okay? Back to this. Let's go here. All right. So now, when we're looking at the weekly setups, right? Failed to a one candle. So what could happen? We could go either way on IWM this week, right? We could go either way on IWM. Let's go to the weekly range. Let me get that to y'all real quick. Right? Weekly range. So what we got? What we got? Let's say down here. I'm going to delete these real quick. Buyers and sellers. We got that down. Right? All right. So now the weekly support is going to be 259.03. Right? 259.03 for your weekly support. Okay? And your weekly resistance is going to be 267.27. Maybe, let me go. We're going to say 267.33. Okay? Boom, right? Now, what's that? That's $8. Okay? $8. So in this range right here, this week we got an $8 range. Right? We got an $8 range, right? Now, IWM usually moves what? About $10 to $11 per week. This week it moved $8. Why did this week it move $8 instead of the 10 to 11? Because it consolidated, right? Are you guys seeing the correlations between this stuff? Right? If y'all see the correlations, let me know, right? So the range is smaller and we consolidated on the weekly time frame. So consolidation equals a smaller range on the week. That means that we traded inside of the previous week's range, the previous candle's range. That is what a one candle is. The one candle is consolidation. And consolidation is it's trading inside of the previous candle's range, no matter what the time frame is. Okay? So that's important to understand. All right? So now, Candy said, how can we go either way when the one bar has a green time frame? Okay, let me tell you how. Because it's all about which way we break, but also look at this, right? Look at this. We have an equal amount of sellers and we have an equal amount of buyers, okay? Now watch. Watch. Let's go to some examples. We got a bearish one candle, but we went up, right, on the daily, right? We have a bearish one candle, and then we ended up going up. Yeah, we came down a little bit, but then we went up. We have a bullish one candle, and then we came down, right? We have a bullish one candle, and then we went up, right? Go to the weekly, okay? We have a bullish one candle, and then we faked up, and then we came down. We have a bearish one, and we went down. We have a bullish one, and we went up. We have a bearish one, and we went down, okay? We have a bearish one candle, and we went up. This is why I say it doesn't matter the color. All that matters is the direction, okay? So when you see a one candle, even if it is a bullish one candle, it could still go down. Even if it's a bearish one candle, it would still go up. So your job is to wait for the break of the high or the low of the one candle. Don't focus on the color of the candle. Focus on it's consolidating and it's going to make a move up or down. That's what you focus on. Okay? So, see it, got you. This is why you say the weekly range every week. Exactly. This is why I say the weekly range, y'all. This is exactly why, because if we break out of a range, that's how we get to the money, right? Remember this. The breakout of a range is how you get to the money. The breakout of the range is how you get to the money. The breakout of the range is how you get to the money. So if you know that resistance is at $250 and the previous week's resistance is at $235, right? The previous day's range is $235, and we break $235, then you know that we're going to go up to that previous week's resistance at $250. So we got a $15 move that we could hit. That's just an example. But yes, so this is why I look at the daily time frame so much, because if we break out of the previous day's range and we got room to go, what happens? We blast off. So I called Shopify last week, right? A lot of people made money on Shopify, right? A lot of people made money on Shopify. Why did they make money on Shopify? Let me show you guys real quick, right? And then we're going to give you the levels for IWM. So look at Shop, y'all, on the daily. Look, we got a one bar right here, okay? We had no resistance. And look, we broke out of this day's range. We broke out of that day's range, and look what happened. Bam. Simple. 212, right? 212 bullish continuation, 212 bullish reversal. They're both 212s, but we broke out of this day's range off of consolidation. We blast off. It's simple as that, y'all. Okay? It's simple as that. Right? Appreciate that, Liz. I already gave a disclaimer. So we good now. So, with that being said, right? I really hope you guys are getting this stuff because I'm telling y'all, I say this almost every day we go live. This is life-changing stuff right here, y'all. This is life-changing stuff right here. No games. All right? I take my time with these lives, and I'll be very intentional about these lives because what's going to happen is some of you guys are going to run up a crazy bag this year, right? Some of you guys are going to run up a crazy bag this year. It's just what it is. You're going to watch these videos, you're going to watch these lives, and you're going to apply it, and you're going to see your life change right before your eyes so fast that you ain't even going to be able to recognize it. You ain't even going to be able to believe it. You're going to be like, dang, I don't even believe how fast my life is changing. I'm telling you guys, right? Billy Gibbs, he said, new here, explain the 212. Nah, you got to watch the strat videos. This is a strat method, right? It's based off of 3 candles, of 1 and 2 and a 3. All right. I'm not going to go into it because we're going to go over these setups, but go watch my strat playlist videos and you're going to understand the 212. All right. I definitely made money on shop. OPEX didn't bother me. Hey, shout out to that. This is good information you're teaching. Yep. You already know, Mimi. All right. So we got, what do we got? All right, so now back, right? Now we back on IWM. So like I was saying, right, your weekly range is right here, okay? Your weekly range is right here, right? This is your weekly range. We consolidated. So on the weekly time frame, what do we have? We have a 212 setup. Either direction on the weekly. A 212 bullish reversal or a 212 bearish continuation. One or the other. I don't know which one it's going to be. Right? So, on the weekly levels, keep in mind this is the weekly levels. Right? We're going to say puts below 259.05. Okay. Puts below 259.05, but what do we have? Area of liquidity. So we got to be careful, right? Once again, every time we come down in this area of liquidity, we bounce. So we have to be careful on the put side. And then what do we have? Right here. We got calls above 250, 267.33. Okay. Calls above 267.33. Okay. But what do we have on the daily time frame? Area of liquidity. Okay. So where your call entry is going to be at, we have sellers, and where your put entry is going to be at, we have buyers. So this is why trading ranges is so challenging. So really you have to wait for the bounce off of the puts and then you ride it up, and you have to wait for the rejection on the calls and you ride it down. So you actually need to trade inside the range, but only enter into your trades at support or resistance where the buyers or the sellers are at. And this is why I say it's only about the buyers and the sellers. Okay? So you buy at support, you ride it up. As long as it's going up, you buy at resistance and you ride it down. Okay? Now for tomorrow, we have right here, we got this kind of, we got buyers, we got a lot of selling pressure. Okay? So it could go up, right? But let's go to the 4 hour. We on a 1 candle and we on a double 1 candle right here, okay? Right in this area right here. So real talk, it's 264. Honestly, I'm gonna just have to wait on pre-market. Right? I'm gonna just have to wait on pre-market. Just to give you guys something, I would just say if we get above 267.32, you can enter in the calls. But that's right there, right? So that's on a weekly. Now we got a $3 range, right, to get there. So you could make money on the way there, but I don't know what pre-market looks like. So we're gonna have to see what happens when we open up, right? And this is why it's so important to be in a Discord, because when pre-market opens up and we start to see the levels, I'm gonna be able to give you guys the levels based on what I'm seeing in real time, okay? Because we don't know what could happen. We don't know what could happen, all right? Anything could happen right now. Y'all see what I'm saying? So she said, you right up, yeah. Everybody can catch a bag, y'all, this year, all right? You just gotta focus and lock in. So let me know if that makes sense on IWM, y'all. If that makes sense on IWM, let me know in the comments, all right? And then tomorrow, on live tomorrow, we're going to celebrate how we smacked IWM, okay? We're going to celebrate all of the wins, because I'm going to give you guys all of these setups as well. We ain't even went over the setups yet. I've been taking, we in what, an hour in, and we've been going over the market. We've been going over, like, understanding this stuff so that you guys understand how to really do this, and you're not just depending on me, right? That's what makes this so different and so powerful, because you guys don't depend on me. You guys learn from me, but you don't depend on me, okay? I always want to make it make sense, and I want you guys to understand that I'm here to empower you with the information. I'm here to empower you with the knowledge, right? I'm here to empower you. I'm not here to have you depend on me. I don't want you to depend on me. That's a disrespect to you, right? I'm disrespecting your intellect if I think that I'm just trying to get you to depend on me, right? Y'all are all grown people, and y'all deserve to understand the information so you can go do it what you want to do with it, so you can go change your life and you can go change your family's life. All right? So that's what this is about. Okay? Close 9 said, best week since finding your channel, trading IWM. Hey, the proof is in the pudding, y'all. Right? There we go, Close. That's how we do it. All right? And toast with IWM. Hey, straight up, Jamal. Straight up. All right? So let's go over these setups now, all right? This is the easy part. The hard part is really understanding the game and the psychology and understanding where the market could be going and what it could be doing, all right? That's the challenging part sometimes. But the easy part is what? Going over this stuff, all right? So, and if you guys are not, be sure to join the Discord, man. Come trade with us this week, right? Come see what it's about, because we got some bangers on the watch list. We got 6 bangers. And if you are in the Discord, I got a few more stocks that I'm going to be sharing later on today, some more setups, because there's an abundance of setups. All right? There's an abundance of setups. Best week. Okay, thanks. You already know, Jamal. Red Star said, could I start trading options with IWM? Absolutely. We got our guy, Patrick. He joined a week and a half ago. He turned $38 into $350. He got 900% return on IWM. So yes, you can start trading with less than $100 or $100 with IWM. Absolutely. Right? So boom, boom, boom. Salute. Appreciate that, P2, Jamie, Psychology, Physiology. The Unique Trading Group on YouTube and this channel are the best channel, predictions and teaching us how to fish. Appreciate that, hat galore. All right. So listen, let's go over the setups for the week, y'all. All right. I'm not gonna take forever on these. These are gonna be straightforward. Now, what I want you guys to pay attention to, I got you, hat galore. What I want you guys to pay attention to is a couple things, right? First thing is, I want you guys to, if you are watching, be sure to like this video, okay? Let's get these likes up and let's get this video to 200 likes. All right, this is a live, this is a very interactive live, and I'm giving you guys real information that you can apply tomorrow, and you can make money with this information tomorrow. Okay, so that's very life-changing. Now, next thing I want you guys to pay attention to is every single setup that I'm about to show you is the same exact setup. And this is what I mean when I say trade the setup, not the stock. Okay? That's why this video, this setup is going to be very simple. These are going to be very simple because it's about trading the setup. Don't trade the stock. Okay? Always remember that. The setup is going to make you money. It don't matter what the stock is for real, as long as the spreads are good. Trade the setup, not the stock. Okay? So, first one that we got. We got OKLO, right? Right? We got double inside candles on a weekly time frame. One of my favorite setups. Okay? Double inside candles on a weekly. So let's go to OKLO real quick. Okay? Look on a weekly. We got double inside candles, y'all. Okay? They've been consolidating they consolidated and then they consolidate again and then smaller. So they're tightening, okay? So what's gonna happen is, let me go to the hourly real quick. Okay. We go to the hourly, right? We came down right here. Boom. This is a very bearish setup. Okay. This is a very bearish setup. We have a 2-1-1, right? 2-1-1. All this means is we could come down. We're sitting at this order block. We had a bull flag here, okay? The breakout level for the bull flag was here. The support level on the bull flag is right in this area right here, okay? If we break below 62.55, you can enter into puts, all right? And we could potentially be coming down. We got a gap to fill all the way down here at $43, right? We got a fair value gap right here at 58, right? So we could come down to 58 and bounce, or we could come lower, okay? If we looking at and if you look right here, it's looking pretty bearish, okay? We had a move to the downside, came up, came down, right? It doesn't look like a double bottom, really. So, and then we got an order block down here at $50 as well, okay? So, yeah, we got a 2-1-1, okay? We got a 2-1-1, right? So that's the first. And we could retest in these areas right here, 64.30, 66.01, and 68.44. All right, those are some areas that we could pop up to, reject, and then we could come down, because that would be the wick being created. All right, so let me know if OKLO makes sense, y'all. All right, yeah, David. I was gonna put Oracle on my list. I'm gonna be looking at Oracle. I'm gonna share the levels in the Discord with Oracle, but I didn't put that on my list. But I saw that one as well. I saw like 3 others as well that I'm gonna share tonight also. Okay. So if you guys aren't, be sure to join the Discord, y'all. All right, so that's OKLO. That's the first setup that I see. All right. The next setup that I see as well, what we got? The next setup that I see is going to be what? We got IONQ. Okay, we got IONQ. What do we have? What do we have, y'all? Exactly, Donovan. All right. What do we have on IONQ? We got a double inside candle again, right? We have no support on the daily time frame until what? $19. We have no support, y'all. It's free falling right now. We have 0 support. Okay? So we could be coming down to $20 on IONQ. Look at the daily, right? And look at this. This is a bear flag right here, y'all. Y'all see this? Got a bear flag right here, man. Boom. Right? Consolidating right here. Consolidating right here. Right? On Friday, we got a bearish 3-bar. Okay? We got a bearish 3-bar on Friday. Right? Y'all see that? Bearish 3-bar inside of a bear flag. Right? You look at the daily. Look at the daily. We got an order block down to $27. So we could be coming down to $27. So puts below 31.36. Right? Come down to 27. If we break below 27, we could be coming down to that order block on a weekly time frame, right, at $20. Okay? A $4 move on a stock that's only trading at $30 is insane. Okay? So that's IONQ. And they have earnings this week. So we're going to see what happens. Right? But that's IONQ. Okay? So I just showed you guys 2 stocks with the same exact setup. Okay? Same exact setup. These are explosive setups, and I want you guys to pay attention to these stocks. Now, IONQ, it could blow up and it could go up if, things look good for the company with earnings, but probably not. Okay, because these are quantum computing stocks, these are nuclear energy stocks, right? Small cap stocks. It's looking kind of bearish, right? When you're looking at the price action, things are looking kind of bearish. All right. Now the last setup that I'm gonna share with you guys. Okay, the last setup that I'm gonna share with y'all. What is it gonna be, y'all? Tell me. Tell me what you see. Okay, watch this. Another banger. What's the banger we see? Bang, bang. Iran. Okay. What do we have? We got a double inside candle again. Right? We got a double inside candle again. Let's go to Iran. Where we at? Iran. We got a double top, slanted double top right here with a lower high on the second high, right? Look at that. Boom, right? Okay. We got 2-1 candles right here. Double inside weeks. We get below 39.53, we come into the downside. We gonna come down to $36. We get below there, then we could just be free falling, and we could be breaking through all of these buyers. All of these buyers, y'all. Y'all see what I'm saying? All of these buyers, y'all. Okay? Real talk. So this is another 2-1-1. Double inside weeks, break below support. It's time to get money. All right, y'all see what I'm saying? That's off the weekly time frame, y'all. On a daily, on Friday, look what we got. We got this bearish 3-bar, y'all. So we got a bearish 3-bar. And what do we also have as well? This looks just like what I just showed y'all with IONQ. Let's look at it. We got moved to the downside all the way from here, right? And then what we got? Boom. And then what we got? Boom. All right. Bear flag again. Okay. Bear flag again. We got an order block all the way down to $15. Am I saying it's going to come down to 15? No. But shit, if it could come down to $30, that's a big move, right? What's the measure move say? If it breaks below here, where is it going to come down to? Right down there to the order block. That's a measure move. I didn't make this stuff up. The measure move coincides with the order block on a daily time frame. Are y'all getting this, y'all? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Right? If this makes sense, let me know in the comments, y'all. If this makes sense, let me know in the comments. Like, these are, I'm giving you guys money. So I just showed you guys 3 stocks with the same exact setup. Trade the setup, not the stock. How far expiration on these 3 setups? So here's the thing. You could swing trade them for 1 to 2 days, right? You could get the weekly contracts, or if you want to really pay attention to it a little bit more, you could get 3 weeks out or maybe a month out and get a bigger move, or you could do both, right? Or you could do both. All right. Donovan. Appreciate that, Donovan. Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Jamal. Coach UV. All right. Intel looks Intel looks bearish for sure. But we got to see. We just got to see what price action does on Monday, and then we go from there. All right. These Sunday watch lists, I want you guys to remember, they can always change if something changes in the news, if futures open up or down. So this is my outline, and then once the week starts, we're going to see what happens. Sometimes these stocks will pan out to the T, and sometimes they'll go the opposite way. But this is why I say, if it does not trigger, then you don't take the trade. It's that simple, right? So yeah. Yeah, listen, it's all good. Coach UV. I look at the charts. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. I'm not gonna do all of that. What else we got? Appreciate it, Cali Chick. Wolf. Oh, and with Nvidia, we just got earnings, y'all. Like, once Wednesday comes, you don't really know what's gonna happen. You could look at the estimated move and all of this stuff, but you don't know what's gonna happen for it. It looks bullish on the daily and on the weekly, but we gonna see. Their contracts and premiums are gonna be, you know what I'm saying, inflated, absolutely. But at the end of the day, we don't know what's gonna happen until Wednesday after market close. That's just my take on it. When it comes to earnings, when it comes to big companies, we just don't know. We could say we know, but a lot of times we don't know. That's why it's a gamble. So, you know, at the end of the day, you could trade it up until that day. It may run up some and then it could drop. I don't know. But Nvidia, they don't be doing the best on earnings anyway. From what I've seen the past 3 to 4 earnings, they kind of disappoint on earnings, right? And then they make a move afterwards, right? So what else we got? He said Wolf. Wolf. On the weekly, Wolf looks like it's starting to bounce and try to come up. That's what it looks like to me. A lot of buyers in this area right here. So Wolf looks like it could be coming up. All right. This is also why it's important to be in a community like this so that you can be in the know when the market does something different. Exactly, Mimi. Straight up. Since you found a setup on the W, would you give it extra time, like 3 to 4 weeks out? I mean, you can close. So the thing about it is, it just depends on like your risk tolerance, how much money you want to make, right? Because we all know that the less, the less time you have on your contract, the more you can make. So that's why I say you can do both. You can, swing it for a day or two, and then in your other account, you can get, a month out, and you could get that whole move, and you could get double money off the same move. That's all on you, right? I mean, yeah, like I just look at charts. You know what I'm saying? I just look at charts. Like I don't, like I think that the best way to understand the market, in my opinion, is the charts. You know what I'm saying? Like SPY looks bullish right now, and I do think that it's gonna go up and then it's gonna come down. But once again, I pay attention to the charts. You know what I'm saying? So like the thing about it is, I ain't being disrespectful. I'm not arguing with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like don't take it that way, Coach UV. At the end of the day, I really just like the charts because the charts let me know where the money is flowing into anyway. You get what I'm saying? So I just like to make sure that I'm being clear. When I see certain comments, I'm never arguing. I'm never going back and forth or none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It just be so many comments coming in sometimes. Then I try to get to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So do this if you buying puts. What you mean, rude boy? Appreciate you, man, for taking a look. For sure, Ray. Appreciate you, bro. My pleasure, Jamie. Can we use the gamma exposure to see what strikes to put with? I mean, you can. You can, Coach UV. How you feel about TTT being oversold? Man, I don't know, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. TTD is oversold, but is it gonna do well on earnings? Because they got earnings this week. Like I don't know. They might. I don't know. That's why when it's about earnings, you just never know, right? Because they are oversold for sure. But like, let's look at the monthly real quick. Look at the monthly on TTD. They got so much room to go to the downside. We have literally no on the monthly. Look at this. They could be coming down so much more. Look, they broke this support level, and look, whap, they just dropping. So yeah, they're oversold, but look at the weekly. On the weekly, they're not slowing down, right? We don't have no buyers stepping in. On the daily, what we got? We got more selling pressure, right? They just had a 3-bar on the daily, so it's like it just looks like it's continuously going down. Now, yeah, it can bounce and it can go up only if earnings, but based off of price action, they ain't going up unless some crazy news comes and they pop up. But even if they pop up, they can still come right back down if it's just news based. it gotta be like really solid stuff to make it really go up. Like if Warren Buffett say he invested into it, then it ain't gonna come down. Look at Google, right? Ever since Warren Buffett said he invested into Google, they ain't been really coming down like that. They came down a little bit, right? But healthily, but they ain't coming down like that. So yeah, that's how I feel about TTD. Fair value gaps are always gonna be stronger on bigger time frames. Always. Yeah, Coach UV. It's always love and positivity over here. You know what I'm saying? Always. He said TTD a sleeper. Hey, we gonna see. We gonna see this week. You know what I'm saying? What about a Cipher 3-bar on daily? They got earnings this week as well. So tomorrow, a bearish 3-bar, that looks good. Cipher tomorrow, if they break below 1441, they could come down to like 1349. So I might look at them tomorrow as well. They could come all the way back down here to 1263. So I'm gonna look at them tomorrow as well. I like that setup a lot. That's a good one, Renette. I was watching your old videos when you caught Carvana based on the setup, and this is looking very similar. I got you close. I got you. Listen, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say, y'all. Go watch my old videos. Look, go watch my old videos, man. Right? To learn. Go watch the old videos, y'all. I'm telling you guys, these videos will change your life. I'm not just saying that because I want views. I'm saying that because I know what kind of information I'm putting out. I know what kind of information I'm putting out. This stuff be gold. It's so rich in content. This channel is so rich in content. It's like no other. Go watch my videos from a year ago. Go watch my first 5 videos. Ever since I started putting out YouTube videos, I've been putting out absolute heat rock, gold, right? This stuff will really change your life, right? So like go take some time. Don't just watch the stuff that I'm putting out now. You missing out on so many other things, right? Go watch my videos that I've been putting out over a year. So I'm almost at 2 years in August. And August 7th on my birthday, that's when I put out my first video on this YouTube channel. So we're going to almost hit 2 years this year, right? Go back. Go look at my discography. Like for real, go watch my discography and you guys are going to see the truth. You guys are going to see how much you could level up your mentality, right? Like I'm telling you guys this for a reason. All right? Yeah, Carvana was a banger. Lyft was a sleeper. I told everybody about Lyft. You know what I mean? Told everybody it was coming down. IWM looks like it's in a bullish pennant pattern, weekly and daily. Yeah, it does, but we got a lot of sellers, right? But on a weekly, it looks like that. I talked about that bull flag, right? So commitment of traders tells you where the money is. Confidence is a chart, and our trigger entry, gamma is your edge. Yep. Oracle has the same setup. Exactly. Yep, close. I'm almost done with the course. I'm ready to watch it again. Let's go, Wise. Hey, I'm gonna have some more videos coming soon. So yeah. So be sure to tap in. All right. So yeah, y'all, if you guys want to join the Discord, man, come trade with us, come get this money with us. Be sure to click the link in the description. All right. If you guys think that these videos are good, then just understand that the Discord, it gets greater. All right. And we're going to keep going and we're going to keep going deeper and we're going to keep getting better. The bag is going to get deeper and everybody going to keep making more money. All right. So I appreciate you guys all. All right. I'm about to head out. I got some stuff to do. But you already know I like showing up on an everyday basis and I like pouring into you guys. And I always say it's not just about trading. It's not about just stocks. If y'all been following me, you guys already know it's way deeper than trading. It's way deeper than stocks. All right. So with that being said, y'all, like I always say, and I want you guys to say it with me. All right. Make sure you get up out your head. Go get into this world because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, y'all, come on. The more you study, the less you worry. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great day, man. Goal is W this week. We're going to definitely get that. YouTube is just an appetizer. Exactly. All right. YouTube is an appetizer and the Discord is a whole, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole entree. It's a buffet over there. All right. So yeah, y'all have a great night. Rewatch this if you need to, and I'm going to holla at you guys on the flip side. All right. Y'all have a great day. All of y'all stay smooth, man. Peace.